Everyone wants to know the answer to this question.
Wilder. He's got the belt. I've got the 4 belts. WBO, WBA, IBF, IBO. What I need is a WBC. If he's ready and wants to prove he's the best in the world, come see him.
Knockout. But I, instead of remembering that, that's what I do. I knock people out for a living. I got a true ability. I'm a freak of nature in this sport. I don't have to push or rush nothing. And his style of what he was doing, it was easier than what it seemed.
I like Jake, just say that. But listen, he done everyone, give everyone what they wanted, knocked him clean out, yeah? Not me, but everybody else. And now, they're on about, let's do a Wilder warm-up. Why do they want to fight Wilder for? Fight the fucking Gypsy King. Fuck Wilder, he's a bum. I've battered him 3 times. Wilder,
Joshua, Netflix, everybody. So I think they'll be looking at a slightly easier option for Anthony Joshua to, like Tyson Fury had, with all due respect, and then move straight into that fight.
So are you looking at AJ fighting this warm-up in July and then Fury in November?
100%.
Wembley Arena, you know, in front of 100,000 audience. So I'm very keen to make that fight, but no fantasy contracts, just reality. You know, bringing our worth to the table and bargaining and negotiating what we're worth and making this fight.
Most definitely. You're definitely scared. Either he's scared or his people are scared. You know, a lot of people want to say that. Well, you know, they're fighters. They can't be scared, but you can. You know, life is scary itself, and you know, like I tell people all the time, we risk our lives in this ring for others' entertainment. And if risking your life is not scary at all, then I don't know what is.
Do you really want Deontay Wilder?
I think it's simple. When I've listened to what he's been saying, that there does need to be one champion and one face. And we've both got an opportunity where I have no mandatories, he has no obligations.
For me, Anthony Joshua needs to prove himself on the world stage because he's so happy fighting in England and fought beaten Klitschko after I'd destroyed him mentally and had a war with him in a beaten fighter. So he needs to prove he's willing to step up to the plate.
Good deal. I mean, we have made it clear that we are willing to fight Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury back to back. And I'm not being disrespectful that Wilder is a warm-up fight, but AJ's very comfortable to go into that fight next. That's not the basis of the deal that we've been offered, but it's definitely one we're interested in if it was offered. And if they want to look at that route, I think some might perceive that to be a more dangerous option, especially when there's so much riding on.
But this is even more intensified for me. I'm the man with the big right hand, baby. I possess all the power. I'm the most dangerous heavyweight in the business, period, to this day. Okay. You know, so I ain't worried.
A lot of problems, but that's high-level competition. I won't kind of go over everything that I've been studying about him, but let's just say he's got a good mindset. He's spoken a lot, so you know where his head's at. He's game in it, and that'll be good enough for me. That's good enough to bring.
The airport brawl changed everything. Anthony Joshua just put Deontay Wilder on notice, and there's no going back. After that heated confrontation, AJ made it crystal clear. When they meet in the ring, it won't be about talking anymore.
Joshua was making $30 million a fight, fighting anyone in front of 70 to 100,000 fans in England. Why make $50 million to fight a guy who might beat him, right? Wilder really can beat any. He has chances against anyone because Fury's right. He's one of the great all-time punchers with the right hand. So there's no financial incentive for.
Wilder fired right back with zero hesitation. He's brushing off Joshua's warnings like they're nothing, claiming AJ is the one ducking the fight. His response was sharp, direct, and almost mocking. But here's what's really happening behind the scenes.
I don't know if AJ believes he can beat Deontay. Well, maybe he does, maybe he wants to come back, maybe he wants to fight again, but what happens in that fight? Anthony Joshua in one corner, Deontay Wilder in the other corner, they come together in the centre of the ring. What happens? I honestly can't say what happens. I think if Deontay Wilder throws a couple of meaningful right hands and connects on AJ's chin, then the fight's over. AJ will be knocked out.
Joshua stayed ice cold in his reply. No ego, no drama, pure business. He pointed out something huge that everyone's missing. Both fighters have no mandatory defenses right now. That makes this fight easier to negotiate than it's ever been.
When Deontay Wilder walked from the ring, AJ was stood there looking a bit weird and a bit like confused, like, am I going to do anything, am I not going to do anything? And Wilder, I think, said, let's do it next, let's do it, let's get it on. And AJ just sort of, he didn't say much. I think he might have said, you don't want this, or something to them lines, but never really tried to get the fight going. I think AJ's got this this thing in his head where I don't think he's sure of himself. If he thinks about fighting Deontay Wilder, does he believe he can actually...
But then Tyson Fury dropped a bombshell opinion. He's praising Wilder's willingness to face elite opposition while questioning Joshua's world-level resume. Coming from the man who knocked out Wilder 3 times, that's a massive statement about AJ's credibility.
Put it this way, Deontay Wilder knows how to sell a fight, and he's already called out Joshua. That's a big fight. I mean, like I said, I'd love to see him walk away from the sport. Wilder, I'd like to see him say, you know what, I've had enough, but he's already got his eyes on the next one, potentially a fight with Joshua. It's not a good fight to take. It's not a good fight to take. Yeah, Joshua's a big, meaty guy. Joshua's right hand's like probably the hardest. He's probably the hardest punching heavyweight right now. For me, personally, I think he hits harder than Wilder.
Eddie Hearn just confirmed contracts are moving. Joshua's team is actively preparing his comeback after recent setbacks, and they're not playing small ball. Hearn says AJ is willing to fight both Wilder and Fury back-to-back. That's insane confidence or complete desperation.
Has gone. Wilder's TNT has gone. Wilder's that punch is gone. He couldn't even let it go. He's just gone. So I don't believe that. I think Carl might be setting the cat amongst the pigeons.
Now listen to Wilder's response. This got personal fast. He's talking about wanting to hurt Joshua, not just beat him. The rivalry has turned emotional and threatening. When fighters start talking about causing damage instead of winning, you know something's shifted.
It's all eyes on getting AJ whatever works best for him, whatever the right route back is for him. There's discussions ongoing. AJ's the hot ticket. You know, everyone wants to fight Anthony Joshua. So
Joshua fired back with complete confidence after that airport mess. He admitted he wants to hurt Wilder too, but framed it as elite competition, not hatred. Here's the kicker: AJ says Wilder's danger actually brings out his best performance. That's either brilliant psychology or dangerous overconfidence.
Better. I thought he looked better. Listen, Chisora's not easy. Do you know what I mean? He's a tough man. He's not an easy guy to beat. I wasn't impressed with Wilder, but I was more impressed than I thought. That makes sense.
Max Kellerman just broke down the brutal math behind this fight. Joshua already makes massive money fighting in the UK. Taking on Wilder's knockout power brings 0 guaranteed reward. It's high risk, low reward, which makes you wonder why AJ would even consider it.
I do not see a Wilder knocking out Joshua. I just don't see it at this point. I don't see him. His jab is not good enough. He could possibly land one.
Carl Frock raised the million-dollar question: does Joshua truly believe he can beat Wilder? One clean right hand ends everything instantly. Frock says AJ must enter with full confidence because one mistake could be decisive. But does he really have that mental edge?
Tit for tat and say he said, she said, he said, she said. I think in the reality and the scheme of things, it's a fight that we have to have. We're both in the same generation, the same era, we're both heavyweight champions of the world. So with that being said, as I said, like, there's no fantasy contracts. It's a situation where it's reality. Like, I don't like coming to a stage in my career when I'm just talking about what I'm worth and negotiations and what we're bringing.
Here's where it gets wild. Frock caught a moment of hesitation from Joshua during a tense encounter with Wilder. He says AJ appeared unsure while Wilder showed clear intent. If Joshua's doubting himself mentally, this fight could be over before it starts.
Now, AJ has 2 options on the table. And the reality is, after that win, I think people would be very fucking interested in watching Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. We never got it. We always wanted it. Yes, it isn't them in their prime. I don't care. I'm a boxing fan. I want to see them 2 fight each other. In fact, it's even more interesting on some levels now, because I don't know what the fuck either of them are going to look like in there against each other and how much AJ has got left. And he's been through a lot lately. I'd love to see him back in the ring after everything he's been through. It was great seeing him ringside, enjoying himself, seeming positive, enjoying the boxing. I want to see him in there.
Duke McKenzie dropped some harsh reality. Wilder knows how to build hype, but is this the right move for his career? McKenzie points out Joshua's size and punching power might actually be more dangerous than Wilder's. Both men could end this violently, making it explosive but extremely risky. But Johnny Nelson just destroyed Wilder's reputation with one brutal assessment. He says Wilder's famous right hand has faded, and he no longer carries that fear factor. If Nelson's right, then Joshua's taking a high-profile fight against a diminished opponent. That changes everything about the risk-reward calculation. So here's where we stand. Joshua and Wilder are both at crossroads where one clean shot changes the entire heavyweight landscape. AJ needs this win to silence doubts and re-establish dominance. But if Wilder lands that right hand, the division gets turned upside down instantly. Who holds the stronger mindset under pressure, the calculated finisher or the explosive knockout artist? Drop your prediction in the comments. Smash that like button if this breakdown helped you understand what's really happening. And subscribe because this heavyweight drama is just getting started.